Everything we've got to do in the association, first of all, has to be issue-based, not personality-based, and most importantly, everything we do has got to be player development-based. The player must come first. Everything after that is secondary in our thinking. We've obviously made great improvements at grassroots level. I've often said if you're building a house, the foundations are first and the chimney takes care of itself. The foundations for us is grassroots football, the chimney is international football. And over the last number of years we've made great strides, not only in facility development and coach education, but in particularly the emerging talent programme, where there are development squads in every league and in every region, the best players playing against the best. Now the next phase of that, of course, has been the appointment of Ruth Doctor, our high performance director. He comes into the association with great expertise, and of course he's going to review the emerging talent programme, the player pathway, and also work towards a national development plan. This can only be done in conjunction with all the coaches, and we've decided to set up a group, a technical advisory group, which will be chaired by Ruth Doctor, but more importantly and most importantly will incorporate coaches on that committee. We spent a lot of money on coach education, and it's important that the coaches have a big say in how players are developed through the pathway over the next number of years. And that, in most people's opinion, is more touches, more flexibility, less competition and more fun for kids that are playing the beautiful game. There's obviously been a lot of debate about the distance in terms of a restriction rule at schoolboys football level. Previously the SFAI had a rule, I think, of 79 or 80 kilometres. They reduced it to 49. And it obviously emanated from what we know, that was the Kilnamanahan situation in Dublin, where a whole team were put out of football because some of their players had broken that rule. Now, I think it was very difficult for anybody to explain why young kids could no longer play football because of that particular rule. I think the sanction greater than the crime. That part of it has been looked at, and we now believe the sanctions don't affect the ability for the players to play for their clubs. But having a proper distance and an appropriate distance that is fair was something that the FAI board looked at. And most recently, we passed a rule of 80 kilometres being the restrictive element. This was supported by over 75% of our members at an EGM. It is the rule that is in place going forward, and we expect everybody to adhere to that rule.